If you love Pamela Anderson, you're going to love this. Barb Wire is back. Why? Well, we'll tell you why, and you might have a copy buried in your long box.
CrossGen tried to launch its own shared universe 25 years ago. Did it work?
No.
And why does it still matter today?
Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, and a fake monster in a two-gun kid comic? Yeah, that happened. We'll dig into this forgotten Silver Age gem and a lot more on this episode of Bronze and Modern Gods. Richard, we were just talking about Dolly Parton and how we wish we had her plastic surgeon.
Yes, she must have a portrait in the attic getting old somewhere because she does not age.
Hey, if you like talk about Dolly Parton, you're in the wrong podcast. This is about comic books, believe it or not. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Bronze and Modern Gods. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Richard, what is the soundtrack of the week?
I get to pick this week.
Yeah.
And the soundtrack, the music I've been listening to this week is Anything Box, the Peace album. There's some real great songs in there. Carmen is one of my favorite songs of all time. Get a chance to go ahead and listen to it because you will enjoy it.
You guys might remember they had a minor modern rock hit called Living in Oblivion? Yeah.
Yeah.
Living in Oblivion. If you're in Texas, I think they were super popular, like in Houston and Austin, Texas. And
very poppy band.
They got unfairly tagged as Depeche Mode ripoffs, I think. But it's funny because the guy behind Anything Box, Claude, is suing Sony Music over ownership of the record on it. The socials are amazing to watch. He's got receipts. I love it. All right.
Good luck.
Yeah, exactly. Get those corporations. As we move to our hot book of the week, Richard, I don't know if you like this or not.
The pick this week is Comics Greatest World, Barb Wire, #1, Dark Horse Comics. I do not. It's first appearance and cover of Barb Wire. Now, if you grew up in the 80s, you may remember, as John made a mention in the teaser, to Pamela Anderson. She played Barb Wire. She had a Barb Wire tattoo on her arm.
That was in the 90s, believe it.
Was that 90s? Okay.
Yeah, because this book's from 93, first appearance.
Okay. Yeah. I wasn't a huge fan of her in general, but the movie I wasn't a huge fan of. So I've never read the comic.
What is even happening right now? Did Richard say he was not a fan of Pamela Lee?
Sometimes things get too hyped up, and it kind of jumps the shark in terms of it just didn't. Now she was a very beautiful woman. I won't gainsay that, but as a actor, not really her strong point.
You didn't like VIP? I would never miss an episode of VIP.
Jeez. What about Baywatch? Did you watch Baywatch?
Horrible. But VIP, if you guys never seen VIP, it's on streaming now. They knew it was like a Charlie's Angels of the 90s, but it was super campy. They knew what they were doing. It was almost like Batman from the 60s. Like they were intentional jokes and campiness. Hey, let's get back to this book. It's not a big seller right now. It's selling for around $3 in high grade. But it's happening because Barbed Wire is being developed for a TV series under Pamela Anderson's new production company. Is it going to happen? Who knows? These things, these Comics Greatest World books with Ghost and Barbed Wire, all those characters, they're as common as houseflies in Florida. Our mutual friend Forrest, aka DD Comics Fan, sent me this image of the 10 copies he has sitting. If you have dead store stock from the 90s, you might want to dig in there because my advice, pounce now.
Yes. Well, there's any heat on this title because it will not last.
No, it'll be like that barbed wire tattoo that you have laser removed. Would you never got a tattoo?
I never did. I never found anything that I wanted to have on my body for the rest of my life.
You dodged that bullet, man. I fell for it. But I don't regret it. Let's do some show and tell. What do you think? All right. I have a couple of things here. Little lightning round. El Osombroso Hombre Araña 133. This is
nice.
Yeah, Mexican Spider-Man. First appearance of Harry Osborn as the Green Goblin. in Spider-Man. Second appearance, maybe. I like these because they're
Those aren't La Prensa, right?
no, these are the Novedades from the
Right.
80s. And you get like on the back, you get a little exclusive art
Nice.
done for this.
Mhm.
And then inside they have like little puzzle pages, if I can find one here. But they're just basically straight ahead translations. Like, you know, here's how to draw a corpse.
That's kind of what we call pre-corpse.
Oh, sorry. I thought she was dead. Wait, I'm wrong because Gwen Stacy is back.
Of course she's back.
This reprints the beginning of the Clone Saga, where Gwen Stacy's clone returns. Yeah, what can possibly go wrong with that storyline? I think they should lean right in. And then I've got a couple, when they change formats to a magazine format, here's some McFarlane covers. Now, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be totally transparent with you guys. I have a really gross, icky reason for showing these books, because we're going to have a live sale on YouTube Saturday where we have a lot of these Mexican variants for sale, plus some other stuff. So make sure your notifications are turned on and join us on.
That's not icky.
Yeah, it's a little icky. I
Yeah.
admit. What do you got?
All right, I got a bunch of books that the last time I did a live sale, I marked for $5. Yeah, actually, yeah. So we're just gonna talk about them because I think they're valuable. You know, I think they're worth collecting. And that last time I had a live sale, people, this was almost 2 years ago.
I was gonna let you going on 2 years.
Yeah. First one is Young Avengers #1. Nice, easy to pick up #1 for a team. There are rumors, as there always has, as they have been since I bought this book 3 years ago, rumors of a Young Avengers team forming with, you know, we've got Hawkeye, we've got She-Hulk, Loki. I think we've got everybody but is it Hulk that we don't have?
Hulkling?
Hulkling, yeah. We don't have him at this point, but everyone else seems to be present in the MCU. So it seems to be it's an easy move for Marvel to release a young team. I see Young Avengers has unfortunately higher hopes than all the other younger teams, like the Champions and things like that. So if I was going to be Marvel, I would do an Avengers young team. So yeah, like I said, $5, you can get this book really inexpensive in $5 boxes, sometimes dollar bins, because it is not the first appearance of Young Avengers, but it is the first book, and I believe this is the second series. This is one of those Marvel Now titles.
2016, I believe.
Right.
Yeah. That first appearance, man, that cover is so tough because it's dark and it picks up everything. Oh, yeah, cheap paper stock. Ugh.
Yep. It's hard to get in high grade.
Yep. Another book that's hard to get in high grade is near the end of the original Valiant universe. Print runs were low. Eternal Warrior 50, last issue for Eternal Warrior, by John Ostrander and Butch Geist, the recently departed Butch Geist, rest in peace. Just great stuff. They were doing their best, but sales just weren't there anymore. And this book goes for about $20.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, $25. I got it at a shop for, I think, $3.50. So very happy. Just scour those back issue bins. You never know where you're going to find.
But not everyone has that encyclopedic knowledge that you have, John, of being able to look at 10 $1 books and find the 2 out of them that are worth the diamonds in the rough.
You flatter me. What's your next
truth? It's not flattering. You should see John, by the way. If you ever have an opportunity, you see John at a show, follow him around to the different booths, and you'll see him digging through boxes that other people pass by.
I duck and weave. Try to follow me. What you got?
Next one, this is you may laugh at me for this one, but I've got X-Men #1. There are 4 different covers of this. This is of course probably the highest print run comic in history, 8 million copies, I believe, for this book. It's
amazing that you can get $5 for that book, and you can get $5 for that book.
And that's the thing. This book, even though there are 8 million copies of it, still holds a steady value. $5 is probably the value of this is a high grade book. Okay, this is probably a 9.6, 9.8 book. $5-10 you can get for this. If you get it graded, you can get more than your grading fee for it. And I don't know if it's because Jim Lee and the people who are following him, because this is his baby. Or is it just the fact that it's a #1 X-Men back when #1 meant something?
I think it's all those things that, like him or not, you cannot dispute that is an iconic cover.
Yes, absolutely.
It's an X-Men #1. If you're new to the hobby, it's new. It's like NBC used to say when they would have reruns. It's new to you. It's not gaslighting me. But yeah, people love that book, man.
Yeah, get all 4 covers.
5.
This one, 5. That's right. This is the one that has the fold out. But yeah, 5 covers, and then it won't break the bank, and you'll have books that I just don't see going down in value.
Yeah, exactly. I bought new comics this week.
Oh no!
I know. And I haven't read them yet, so sorry everybody. I'm going to read them and give you a review, probably on the live stream, the members only live streams we have on Thursday. But I got Battle World #1. If you watch this podcast for any amount of time, you know why I bought this. Look, it's Starbrand. Kenneth Connell Starbrand. Drawn by David Finch. No, Lanil Francis Yu. Which, I never thought those words would ever be in a sentence together. Lanil Francis Yu drawing Starbrand. He's not in this issue, but they tease him for issue 2. There is a variant cover with Starbrand by Mark Bagley that I cannot find anywhere. Anybody hook a brother up? Help me. But I'm kind of excited to read Battle World #1. And then Captain America #3.
Are you prepared?
I'm ready. I've read 1 and 2. I love Starsky, but I don't know what he's doing here. I'm hoping for a payoff. Is there a payoff?
I don't know. I have not read it.
It's Our Secret Wars Part 3.
No. I'm got my fingers crossed for you.
I hope so.
My fingers crossed for you.
And a book that I like because, despite the title, it's Thunderbolts. It's the New Avengers #4 with the Kill-Luminati.
Okay.
So I'm a little excited to read this too. So yes, it's not all doom and gloom from Marvel. There are some good titles, hopefully, fingers crossed. What is your last show?
A single blind bag in the lot.
No, I'm actually reading these. Crazy, huh?
Okay, here's a book. I was going to do my $5 ones. I'm going to do this one instead because it is just too cool. It is Powerpuff Girls and Thundercats. two different time periods smashed together. Thundercats were something that were a little after me when they're in the 90s. I was already I'm going to air quotes say grown up. Powerpuff Girls are more of the 2010s. My kids watched Powerpuff Girls on Comedy Central, not Comedy Central, Cartoon Network. So I've seen both of these shows in their completeness. It's actually pretty good. It's actually pretty good. I mean, the artwork is accurate to the subject matter. It's a lighthearted book. If you want to read something that doesn't involve the destruction of worlds or crossing universes and all that, to the detriment of humankind. It's a fun book to read.
Excellent. Yeah, I don't know what to say. Nick Barucci, publisher of Dynamite. I know you're a viewer. What the heck, Nick?
No, it's great. I love stuff like this. I love people that tugging on nostalgia heartstrings.
I like it too. It's just, who had the idea? That's what I want to know. Who and good on you for getting the licenses together. If you like us rambling on about comic books like this and showing and telling, you might want to become a member here on YouTube. Join everyone else that you see scrolling by here. It's awesome. For $2.99 a month, every Thursday, we have 90-minute plus live member-only chat and streams of show and tell books that go on and on and on. It's actually a lot of fun. You can join us live on air. And we want to thank every single one that's a member. If you want to join that crew, just hit join next to the subscribe button here on the YouTube. Remember Ubby Dubby Talk from Zoom?
Oh, I do. No, yes, I do.
I have somewhere in these
friends.
I sent away for the translating how to Ubby Bubby Talk, and I have the flyer somewhere or the postcard.
Oh, yeah. I never sent away for it. I just remember it. Yeah.
Davy Tubba Yubu Tubu put Ubby before ever be gobble. Just click join next to the subscribe button here.
And join us for our live shows. They are a lot of fun, a lot of inside jokes, a lot of good people tune in. It's a great time.
And zero Ubby Bubby Talk, I promise you. As we pivot to viewer mail, Richard, I'll start off with our friend Peter Eddy, who emailed us at bronzeandmoderngods@gmail.com. Hey guys, as always, another excellent show this week. Thank you, Peter.
Thank you.
I wanted to comment on your discussion about variant covers. Did you see that DC is reducing their incentive variants to just 6 titles starting in October?
Wow.
Last month they had 43, so this is quite a drop. Wow. While this may help reduce the number of variants on shelves, it will likely have a negative impact on local comic shops. For example, if a store typically sells a 1 in 25 variant for $15, that loss of opportunity will affect profits. As a completionist, I usually pick up the Batman and Nightwing 1 in 25s. While this change will save me some money, I'll definitely miss some of those fantastic covers. I also really enjoyed the All Negro Comics reprint. Several of the stories were excellent. I bought my hardcover edition last spring and I absolutely love it. Did you know that Lion Man and Bubba's story has striking similarities to Black Panther?
It does.
I wonder as if it may have been an inspiration for Lee and Kirby. On another note, since Richard enjoys anthropomorphic comics, has he come across Image's new series Escape? It looks like a promising read. I've already added it to my playlist, and I'm looking forward to diving in. Peter. Okay, let's go backwards, Richard. Escape. Mm-hmm. That's the third person that's recommended Escape to us.
Yeah, I saw it at my LCS, and we talked about it briefly. I think when we were talking about new comics on the live show.
Yeah.
And there's a cover of a guy in a motorcycle who's got like bear ears.
No, he's a bear.
Oh, he is a bear. Okay.
It's like an albedo.
Well, at the time, I thought he just had bear ears. I thought maybe he was wearing a helmet, but now that I know it's anthropomorphic, yeah, maybe I'll pick it up. It's not something I've read yet, but definitely something that's up in my wheelhouse.
How about Lion Man and Bubba? Is it a Black Panther?
People say that Lion Man is the prototypical African American superhero. The first time an African American was a superhero in comics. I could definitely see him being an inspiration to Stan or Jack in terms of when they're thinking of an African American character that isn't overly stereotypical. I think it's a good model to work from. So. Unfortunately, I can't ask either one of them, but I'd see it'd be a good chance.
Stan would never admit to reading it. Jack might. Less variant covers. Peter, I don't think it's going to affect LCSs. Just from my survey of one here, the glass display cases and the high shelves are littered with variant covers that are not selling from these companies. Richard, what do you think? Your LCS?
Same here. There's only so much. I think we've gotten saturation at this point of variant covers, especially just random off variant covers. The ratio covers, I think, are still something that people, as you mentioned, some people are chasing, but the sheer number of variant covers is just unwieldy. Maybe it worked back in the 2020s, 2020, 2021, but nowadays I think the market is just more cautious in terms of what they buy.
Let's see what happens to DC's revenue. They might be back before you know it. What is your first piece of your mail?
My first piece is from our email from Tom. And subject of the email is it pronounced DNA agents, or DNA gents, or agents?
Can I answer that?
Yes, please do.
It is DN agents. There you
Okay.
go.
See, and he says, gents, I recently found your show and just had to reach out to say how much I enjoy it. Well, thank you, Tom. You talk about no drama, and yes, it's nice, a little oasis from all kinds of BS.
Wait, let me talk about that Swagger House real quick.
Recently retiring from my career and returning to collecting after a 25 plus year absence, there's been a lot to get used to. Cover prices way out of line with with the actual lack of value between the book's covers. Variant covers up the wazoo.
Woo.
Prices of books that have marinated in severe mundanity for decades, only to shoot up in value because a character might be a Marvel property.
Barb
CGC,
Wire.
Barb Wire, yeah. There's tons of books like that. CGC tomfoolery,
Mm.
the scourge of blind bags, amen. And you guys really do help an old fart sort it out. Also, it's been really fun to see many of the titles I love from independents back in the day, like Eclipse, Kamiko, First, discussed on the show. I've come to appreciate your opinions. There's a lot of your show to like. Okay, now I was waiting for the butt to show up.
Oh, I'm waiting. I'm bracing myself, Tom. I'm bracing myself.
Now a question. Uh-oh.
Okay, question. I'll take a question over a but.
I am intrigued by your video about book pressing, and I may buy a press and try this, but what characteristics of a book make it a good candidate in your eyes for pressing? In other words, what is it about the condition of a book that makes you think that one could really benefit from a pressing? Thanks, and please keep up the good work. P.S. Especially the Legion stories and adventure comics have been my gateway drug into comic collecting. I really enjoy your interview with Jim Shooter that's in your show archives, Tom. Yeah. Thank you very much for stroking our egos. We appreciate it. I'm going to let John talk about going backwards. Let you talk about the comic book pressing.
Yeah, Tom, it's pretty simple. If you see bends or wrinkles on the cover that don't break the color, like or a spine tick that is just like an indentation, but it doesn't have a white line that breaks the color, that's a good candidate to be pressed, because you can press those finger bends out and then you have a book the way it came off the press, the printing press. So that's really what you're looking for. If you see a book and it's got like a fold with a white line that's breaking the color, across the cover, the corner, or a bunch of spine ticks with white lines like spider out, no, not so much.
Also, I think the value of the book also helps. I mean, if I have a raw Fantastic Four number 48, for example, that can be improved its condition, even though it has spine ticks and it has its flaws, but I think I can improve it by pressing it. I think that's also a good candidate. So you kind of factor in what the value of that book potentially could be improved by the press.
And if you need to fix a spine roll, there's all sorts of things you can do.
Right. I will talk about, Legion. Legion was also my gateway drug when it came to comics, the old adventure comics, and I can still close my eyes and picture the stack about a foot tall of Legion books. 3/4 of them didn't have covers because they were read so much, and I just remember going through them over and over again because I was just so enamored by the story. So yeah, that's what got me into the hobby as well.
Thank you, Tom. Thanks for joining. Hope you subscribe and stay for the long haul as we turn to our friend Bert Duckwall, who is answering some questions and having some comments about the Stan Lee AI we talked about, LA Comic Con this past weekend. Gross. A few years ago, some film production company bought the rights to use Humphrey Bogart's likeness and use AI to make 3 new movies. Oof. So far, nothing yet. Second, the Dolph Lundgren Punisher movie was an in-house New World Pictures production, Marvel's parent company at the time. It was the first Marvel adaptation they did and the 2 Hulk TV movies. Before they could release it, they had money issues and shelved it for 2 years. It ended up going straight to video in the US through Live Entertainment. Then Live Entertainment was bought by Artisan, and then that got bought by Lionsgate. Media conglomerates are like Pac-Man.
Yeah, pretty soon there's only going to be one left.
Be afraid, everyone. Media consolidation is not your friend. What's your next piece of viewer mail?
This dystopian future.
I'm just shutting my mouth. Go on.
My next piece is from Raph Retro Comics. And Raph says, personally, I would like to see the Vincent Price see Vincent Price as a hologram you can interact with, as long as he realizes he's dead. Oh, that's awesome! I'm sure he would appreciate the humor of the situation. I think I need to go watch House on the Haunted Hill again. It's been a while, and Halloween is right around the corner. But shame on the people for doing this with Stan Lee. Gem and the Holograms is also perfect. Yes, that would be hilarious. I love your idea for Vincent Price. I think Vincent Price would appreciate the irony and the humor in the moment, and I think he would get a chuckle out of it if he could. So I definitely would find it funny, especially if the hologram had a sense of humor and to the predicament. So yeah, that would be great. House on the Haunted Hill. I don't know if you really want to watch again. It's probably one of the worst movies ever, but yeah, perfect timing though. If you're gonna watch it here around Halloween. Thanks, Brad, for your comment.
Do you have a Halloween go-to movie you watch?
Halloween go-to movie. We always watch Addams Family.
Okay.
Yeah, Addams Family. The first and the second one are just great shows. They're just great shows.
We are a Rocky Horror Picture Show family here.
Okay, I could totally see that. I don't know enough about the inside. You know, there's 2 ways of watching Rocky Horror. One is just oblivious, and the other one is being involved in the theater around it. And I just don't know the theater to be able to feel comfortable to participate.
It is celebrating 50 years this year, and there is a new documentary coming out that'll teach you everything you need to know, Richard. We'll take a Sharpie and write a big V on your forehead. You guys know what that means. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say that would see. I would show up at a screening, and then there would be some guy trying to put a big V on my forehead, and I'd be in fighting mode because I have no idea why.
Don't dream it, be it. We talked about Star Wars versus the greatest movie, Logan's Run, which I watched again last week after our talk. It's so cheesy. It's like filmed in a mall. There's like escalators. It's great. Chef's kiss. Logan's Run, 1976. Monty Robinson chimes in. They did continue Logan's Run on TV for 14 episodes by MGM Television. I would guess they didn't like Marvel stealing its thunder. That's why he's saying that's why the Marvel series got canceled. Denny O'Neil did get to write the last episode. Monty, of course I knew about the Logan's Run TV show because it broke my heart as a 9-year-old kid because they scheduled it, I believe, Monday at 10 p.m., way past my bedtime. I was in bed by 9 p.m. I believe I begged and begged and begged, and I got to watch one episode, and I was like, what is this android BEM? Why are they, what? I remember being underwhelmed as a kid even. It is available on DVD now. I have not ponied up the money because I don't know if I can take it. It's not on streaming, which is weird.
Wow. Really? Nowhere.
The movie's on Tubi, but I thought maybe the TV series would be there, but it is not, which is a bummer. Take us home, Richard. What's our last piece of your mail?
My last piece is from our buddy Star Trek Stu, and he says, just in case anyone is interested in tariff shipping from Australia, Australia Post has resumed shipping to the USA today. Okay, great. Sellers pay the tariff on lodgement, and it's based on where the goods have been manufactured, the origin, not the country to where it's being shipped from. The good news is that it looks like comics and books in general are tariff-free. If it changes, I will provide an update. eBay has not provided a process yet. Yeah, international shipping is always. I always feel bad when I have to ship something. Like I sell corner boxes, and I just this week I had to ship a corner box to the UK. If you're watching, whoever bought it, thank you so much. I appreciate your support. The corner box was $40. The shipping was $30. And it's just a brutal process. And it's always been that way. And I was afraid that tariffs would make it even worse. So Star Trek Stu, I'm glad to hear that at least for Australia, we don't have to worry about the tariffs for comic books. But we don't know. We don't know where tariffs are going. We don't know for the US at least how that's going to work out. Hopefully other countries will be more sensible about it than we seem to be here in the States.
I was just going to say it's stupid we even have to have this conversation.
Yeah.
And Star Trek Stu, are you related to Disco Stu?
Disco Stu.
Hey, let's go back to the 2000s, pre-tariff, the year 2000, and the 25-year rule. Okay, I have a method to my madness.
Okay.
Battle World is
Right.
all these different universes, timelines, people coming together to do battle. They are teasing that in the next issue, they're going to have characters from the CrossGen universe. What is CrossGen? Well, look, it's our 25-year rule book of the week, Cross Genesis #1 from CrossGen Comics in January of 2000. Cross Genesis was the launch book for CrossGen Entertainment, the Florida-based publisher founded in '98. They wanted to break into the mainstream with high-quality paper stock, painted style coloring, and a shared universe that blended sci-fi, fantasy, and superhero elements. This issue is not your standard comic, but it's more of a teaser preview book. Lays out their mythology of sigil-bearers, ordinary people across time and space who are marked with a mysterious sigil that granting them great power, and they would be spun off into the solo title Sigil, Scion, Mystic, Meridian, etc., all sharing a universe. It has early contributions from Ron Mars, Barbara Kessel, Brandon Peterson, Mark Waid. Here's the thing about working at CrossGen originally. They were based in Florida. They had a headquarters in Florida. If you wanted to draw or write for CrossGen, you had to move to Florida and work in the office 9 to 5. Would you do that if you were a creative?
Nope.
Plenty of people did. They wanted the benefits. I mean, it was a corporate job. It's interesting. We got to have Mark Waid on the show and talk to him about CrossGen. While CrossGen collapsed financially in 2004, its interconnected world and production values influenced later publishers, and it also foreshadowed the rise of these cinematic universe storytelling. Many CrossGen titles still have dedicated cult followings. People that loved CrossGen, man, they loved CrossGen. It was kind of like Valiant. Very inexpensive for this book, $1 to $3. I think a CGC 9.8 struggles to reach $30. More of a historical curiosity than an investment book. But the CrossGen universe bought by Disney, who ended up buying Marvel. So now it's under Marvel. They did a Mystic Omnibus a couple of years ago. They tried relaunching a couple of new miniseries featuring these characters a few years ago that flopped. FLOP'd. So we'll see what happens in Battle World. You were gone, right?
I was gone. I was long gone. Yeah.
I couldn't get into CrossGen either. I think I tried a couple of titles and I was like, oh, not for me. But Here are some books that maybe you will like in our underrated books of the week. Richard, what do you have?
Okay, my pick is, I was looking at, we were talking at some point, maybe it was in our live show on Thursdays. Tune in. But we were talking about Alex Ross and his work, and he does interior art as well. I mean, Alex Ross is known mainly for his cover art, and people don't know that he actually did interior art. Of course, comic book fans know he did Kingdom Come, which is a great book on the children of superheroes and how to cope and handle that situation. Well, he also did another book, The World's Greatest Superheroes. It was actually a series of graphic novels that he did from 1998 through 2003. They were collected into a book called The World's Greatest Heroes. It's a graphic novel in 2005. It includes stories from Superman, Peace on Earth, Batman, War on Crime, Shazam, Power of Hope, Wonder Woman, Spirit of Truth, and the JLA, Secret Origins, and Liberty and Justice. And this is, if you like Alex Ross's art style, which is hyper realistic, a painted look. It looks like a painted portrait. Everything he does, it looks like every single stroke is intentional. All of his art is very precise, very detailed, and it has a sense of realism. And normally that's just on the cover, but for these books, he actually did the interior art for them. And it was written by Paul Dini, painted by Alex Ross, and it's Paul Dini's character-driven stories, and Alex Ross's just unbelievable art. So Alex does all the major characters in the DC universe: Batman, Superman, Captain Marvel, just all kinds of important characters are a part of these books, and the stories are I really enjoy, for example, the Superman story. Superman struggles with his ability to help the helpless. And he's all these characters are taken from a very human kind of standpoint, where they're faced with their humanity and how they're going to deal with it. And Superman's trying to feed the planet, for example, and he has to deal with the realities of, it's easy to say you can feed the hungry. It's much more difficult even for Superman to actually do it. And it's the stories are told from kind of a third person perspective. It's a very interesting book. Lots of tiny print on very busy backgrounds. If you like if you like that, it's the book for you. But no, if his artwork is so amazing, and I would just read the stories just to go through the artwork. But I think the stories are really good, and it's again, it's almost as if these are gods. These are modern day gods, and they're struggling with their humanity and dealing with the fact that they have these awesome abilities and how best to use them. And it can be considered the spiritual companion to Kingdom Come and Marvels, both two books that Alex Ross did the internal artwork for. If you haven't read Kingdom Come, I highly recommend that. I can't say that's an underrated book, because to me, it's one of the premier books of that decade. This is a great set of graphic novels. You can either buy the individual graphic novels, which are an odd size,
The
or
treasury edition size.
yeah, it's difficult. If you're trying to protect them, it's difficult to find a box to put them in.
Mhm.
Or you can go with this, which is more comic book sized, and you can. It's 200 and some odd pages. Or, I'm sorry, 400 pages. So it's a combination of all these stories, and it's a great collection. You can get it on. I was looking on Amazon. They have it used. It's out of print right now, for $36.
Nice.
And that's a great price for 400 pages. I wish comics today I could spend $36 and get 400 pages worth of comics. Definitely worth that money.
Nice. But check it out. While Richard, you got your Marvel Monster pre-hero book in my Marvel Western book. Wait, it's two great tastes that taste great together. It's Two Gun Kid number 58 by Lee and Jack Kirby. Just a few months before Fantastic Four number 1, these two were experimenting, mostly Jack, with this Western title. Look, it's a monster. It's behind the Two Gun Kid. It's going to grab him. The Old West is terrorized by what seems to be a giant monster, but ultimately it's revealed to be a hoax. It's a giant tarp on top of, it's pretty stupid. But the fake monster trope is all about getting you to buy this book. You give up your time to see what it is, what's happening. It's very genre bending, marketed as a Western comic. It's a fascinating hybrid, blending that cowboy action with monster strange tale style that Atlas Marvel was known for in the late 50s and the early 60s. This is a tough book. I spent a lot of time trying to track down a 7.0 or nicer of this book. And I spent years, finally got one years ago on the CGC boards, had it graded, came back at 8.5.
Wow. Excellent.
And then I sold it like a moron, but I sold it for a lot. It's not a lot now. I was surprised. High grade raws are $75 to $125, which I would have paid easily back when I was looking for it. It's still very affordable compared to Silver Age Marvel superhero keys or anything like that. It's just a funky cover. There was several Marvel Westerns that had a monster theme or a sci-fi theme. We've talked about the Kid Called Outlaw ones here on the show before. We've talked about the Rawhide Kid versus the Living Totem Pole.
Yeah.
This is the other one from Two Gun Kid with the Monster of Hidden Valley.
Now, will you buy, since it's more reasonable, would you buy another copy?
If I ran across a high grade one again, I sure would. Another invitation. Hook a brother up. And on that note, we're going to wrap it up for another Monday. Members, we will see you on Thursday. Everyone else, we will catch you next week.
Everybody, stay safe.